Hi, welcome to the Techfanaticofficial channel, Riaz. And today I wanted to do an interview with you about your project, Ritestream, and thank you for your time. So there are a lot of questions coming from the community in my channel, and also I work closely with Enjinstarter, and I see a lot of questions coming about the projects. There are a lot of exciting news that's happening. So I wanted to use this opportunity to ask some of those questions that's coming from my community, and also help the community and the wider crypto community to understand more about the project and the cool plans that you have. So first of all, thanks for your time and pleasure to have you on board.
Thank you so much, Hamid. Thanks for having me today. It's a real pleasure and very happy to address questions. And, you know, I would love to have the community more engaged with what we're doing, because what we're building is truly amazing. And once we share some more details, then hope you guys can see that too.
Definitely. So the first question I have is to more learn about you and understand about your background. So please tell me about yourself a bit more. How did you get into the media industry, and also your experience in the blockchain industry?
Okay, so my background, I mean, initially was in technology, right? So I kind of grew up as a software developer, and that's where my love for blockchain comes as well, because I've been, you know, groomed as in tech initially, and then I came to Singapore in early 2000s, and I wanted to try something different. And at that point, you know, friends of mine were involved in the entertainment world, and I thought, hey, I want to become a TV producer. And because I'm an entrepreneur, it's like I make a decision and I go all out. I say, okay, I'm going to be a TV producer. I put my money behind it. I taught myself everything that I know. And then fast forward the journey, you know, 17 years or so, I've made a number of reality TV formats. I've been nominated for Emmy Awards. I've won numerous awards and had a really successful journey. You know, I've had my shows on Netflix, Hulu, all the major platforms. And as I was doing this and creating content, I got to understand the pain points of a content creator firsthand. And I create content and I'd want to distribute it, and it became a very tedious process in monetizing my content. When I came up with an idea to bring that to life was incredibly hard. I'd have to pitch to sponsors, to broadcasters, studios, and it would take years to get things off the ground. And so what you see today has been born out of these pain points that I've experienced myself. So I'm not someone that's just kind of looked at the industry from the outside and said, oh, they have a problem, but I have experienced the problem. And that's what makes us really different to a lot of other projects out there that, you know, since early days of this industry, people have been trying to solve some of these problems with, they've been looking at it from the outside. There's been no one from an industry perspective that's a real professional in the industry that said, I know how this thing works and I know what problems need to be solved. And no one that's had the background both in tech and media to be able to solve it, right? And then just to come back to your earlier point, I got, initially I got interested in blockchain purely through Bitcoin, right? I started trading back in 2013 and in the early days. And then as I dived into what Bitcoin really stood for and the fundamental of what blockchain is all about, then I got even more fascinated. And it was like a rabbit hole. I kept going deeper and deeper. And then around 2017, I even wrote a white paper around how I wanted to transform the media ecosystem. But back then, we didn't really have a live business. And I didn't want to be like all those other projects that are just doing an ICO, taking a lot of money and not actually executing. I wanted, I've always believed in building real businesses. And so we went on this journey to build this business, but I'll come to that in a minute. But that's kind of how I got into media and entertainment, and also in the blockchain sector.
That's very exciting to hear about your journey. Now, tell me a bit about the team as well, maybe some of the team members and the background related to the media and blockchain industry, since it's important to know the team's background and history.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I guess you know my background a little bit, but my co-founder, Damien, He's been in the entertainment industry for 25 years. He started his career at Channel 7 Australia, then he was at National Geographic. He's also a serial entrepreneur like myself. He's had a few startups, tech startups. He sold them, done really well. And so again, he wears both the hats of media and technology. We've got other amazing people like Eddie Tan. He used to lead the channels for Fox in Asia for many years, and he heads up our studio partnerships. He's based in Chicago now. We've got people like Natalie Morley. She was a co-founder for Fashion TV. And so she's not only been in the media sector, but also done the startup journey as well from ground zero in building a business. And she's our chief content officer. We've got someone like Mike Parsons, who comes from an advertising background. He's our chief strategy officer. So we've got these amazing people within the business that have been within the entertainment industry, but some of them have actually been in quite a few startups, and they've also been in tech as well. And that's why I feel that we have that magic combination of both experience and industry knowledge and the experience of building startups as well.
Amazing. Great to know about this. Now, tell me a bit about the idea for Ritestream, where the idea gets started, what sparkled the idea for you, and also what's the relationship between All Rights and Ritestream, the company?
Okay, great question. So let's walk through the journey, right? And because I'm a producer, I'll tell stories a little bit. So the journey around this probably started back in 2015, actually. And I was creating content, and then we had distributors. They're middlemen that actually help us sell the content to other platforms like Discovery and Netflix and whatnot, right? And there's a ton of these middlemen around the globe. And we had worked with a few, and there was one such person that actually, they did sell our content, and they owed us like $500,000, and they never paid up. And that was a real punch in the guts for me. And I thought, we're a small business, and to lose that kind of money was incredibly painful. And so I thought, okay, I've got to do something about this, right? So the journey started at that point because somebody hit me in the stomach with, that where it really hurt. They took something that belonged to me, sold it, made money, and walked away with it. And I thought, okay, this can't go on. So then I started thinking about, okay, how do we transform this industry? And so I continued making content, but then on the side, I was building this product, which was called All Rights. And that was basically a marketplace platform for film and television content. And so in 2017, I started building this platform. And then we've done a 4-year journey where we built out this platform that initially started out as a B2B marketplace platform, but then it evolved, right? So it was a transaction-based marketplace, and it was generating some revenues, but wasn't scaling as quickly as I would have liked it to be. And then about 12 months back, we went through a pivot, and we invented a very different content licensing model. So for those of you that don't know how film and TV content is licensed, it's basically done in 2 or 3 year blocks, and it's very capital intensive with zero flexibility. And so we came up with a different licensing model, which is really suited to how streaming services want to consume content and it's basically a SaaS-based solution where we provide content as a service. And so a streamer can come to us, plug into our ecosystem, and subscribe to a volume of content and pay a fixed monthly fee. And so that's how Ritestream was actually born about a year back, as this B2B platform where we provide content as a service. And then because I've been in blockchain for so many years now, then I got to thinking about, okay, we saw what happened with Netflix, right? So Netflix basically started off as a streaming service, but then where they really succeeded was the originals. And we want to create originals as well. And I know how hard it is to create originals as a creator. And I thought, what if we actually created a platform whereby we could get amazing content funded through the community participation, And we already have a ready-made channel to monetize that content, which is what producers are always looking for, then you have this magic synergy. And so that's where we came up with the concept of Ritestream as an ecosystem play, whereby content can be created, ideas can come to life, and it could be funded by NFTs effectively. And then it can be monetized on our existing B2B network where, you know that it's got a home for it on day one and it's going to make money. And then, of course, we enhanced that and we said, okay, let's complete this ecosystem because we really want to catapult how content is monetized, how it's created. And then we added another layer, which is basically consumer-based streaming service where anyone that holds the right tokens will be able to watch content as well. And that's how this whole baby came into play. Make sense?
Yes, it does. Really, really interesting story, actually. Now, you already answered some of my next question in this question, but if you feel there's something to add more in the next question, please add. I was going to ask, what is a few unique selling points for Ritestream in comparison to any other project that might be deemed as your competitor in this space? And also, how will blockchain solve some of the issues that you've faced in your personal experience?
Okay. So our unique selling point, one, that it is a comprehensive ecosystem, right? That we have seen people create crowdfunding platforms for content. And, even back in 2017, 2018, there were platforms like Tata 2, right? They raised $500 million and I'm not sure where they're at today, but the concept has been around. And even in 2017, I wrote a white paper that basically talked about fractional ownership by NFTs. And the term NFT wasn't even coined back then. And you can see it in my white paper. I've talked about that. So that what's happening is that our competitors are looking at it as, if you look at an elephant, right, you have got its giant legs and you've got the trunk and whatnot, and people are grabbing onto one leg or the trunk or the tail or whatever. We are looking at the whole elephant and solving the problem, which nobody else is doing. And because we have an existing ecosystem for monetizing that content, that makes us different. It's a revenue generating business. Nobody else has that. And it's making millions of dollars worth of revenue. We're not reliant on, external funding, et cetera, to keep us going. So our token holders, they can be assured we're going to be here for a long time, that we're not going to run out of money because we don't make any revenues. And that's what makes us very different as well. But the other thing that's unique about us is that we have deep industry experience, which not a lot of our competitors do. We have relationships with Hollywood studios that we can tap into. We have relationships with independents. We have been in the producer's shoes ourselves. So when we solve these problems, we have thought them through very, very carefully. And it's not just coming at it from a theoretical point of view, it's coming at it from an experiential point of view. That's what makes us different as well. So there's quite a few things that set us apart and that give us the unique advantage in the market.
Perfect, great answer. Thanks for that. I was going to ask about the revenue streams. Again, you covered that in your question, in this previous question. Do you think there's something more you want to add in terms of your revenue streams for the business?
Yeah, sure. So right now we have this B2B business model that's generating revenues, right? And which is amazing. I mean, we got some big brand names already on board with that. And now when we actually add in our Launchpad for film and TV content, then that's going to generate revenues because we will also get a percentage of the revenues that are contributed via that platform. We are doing NFT drops that'll generate revenues, and that can become very significant. We have signed up some amazing celebrities that we'll be announcing fairly shortly as well. And we're creating NFTs with these guys. Then our consumer app. Now, the great thing is that unlike a lot of our competitors, we actually have a lot of content. We have 100,000 hours of content today on our platform. And you can imagine what we can do with that when we go to our consumer app and how that can start generating revenues. So everyone's going to win. We'll make more revenues. People that own that content will make revenues. We will extend the reach of this content across the whole globe in a way that's not been done before. And that will really, I believe, get that flywheel rolling, right? That great content, great launchpad. We have these relationships where we're bringing highly curated movies for production onto our platform as well. And from these movies, we'll be curating NFTs. So this is this amazing flywheel that we're building that, what you see just now is like, if I look at our business today, we had projections for Q1, which we have already surpassed. And, it looks like we'll surpass Q2 before even we finish Q1. So I think, there's massive growth coming from our business.
That's very exciting to hear, and great job for the team. Now I'm going to move a little bit to learn more about your partnerships and investors. So would you mind telling me a little bit about the partners that you have and investors? Of course, some of the key ones, because I know there's a lot of them.
There is a lot of them. And yeah, look, let me talk about the investors first, right? So in our journey, we have had institutional funds, like big multi-billion-dollar institutional funds that have supported our journey over the last few years, and funds like SOSV, for example. And they've been amazing partners, SOSV, Artesian, in that they not only supported us through this journey, but they've also supported us in the token journey as well, in the crypto journey. And these are traditional VC funds that are coming on this path with us. But then, of course, we have other great supporters, people like Blockchain Founders Fund, really well known. Ali Madhavji is one of our investors as well. We've got GST, which is Great Southgate. They've got a frontier fund based in Singapore. Again, they've invested in us. The Shisha Finance, Metaverse Ventures. There's a whole plethora of these that we have. And these guys have been incredibly supportive, and we've been fairly selective in the funds, right? In crypto, it's not that hard to raise funds. It's really about getting the right partners. And we've been selective about who actually comes onto our cap table. And we want people that are here for the long journey, that are not going to go for the pump and dump, that they're going to be here 3 years down the track and they're going to hold their tokens. And that's the kind of people that we have on board today. Then if you look at partners, right, we've got, because we have a pre-existing platform, we've got amazing partners. We've got people like Shoreline Entertainment, New Films International, that actually bring amazing content to our platform today. We've also got, players like TCL, which is one of the largest set-top manufacturers in the world that we provide content to. So we've got the whole spectrum. We've got over 5,000 such today. So that's what makes us special. And we are forming partnerships with Metaverse projects. We've just done a deal with a dating app in the Metaverse, where we're going to be, an app is called Planet Theta, guys, go and check it out. That we're building cinemas in the Metaverse that will be dropping these amazing movies. And we're talking to Hollywood studios about having new releases in the Metaverse with us as well. So there's a lot going on. And unlike a lot of other projects that are a long way off actually a real product, we have a real product, and we are releasing new stages of that product now. So
now that's great to hear. And I think some of your launchpads that you've chosen also have potential for the future, because I work with
people like Enjinstarter, they're amazing. It's like, I tell you what, they were the first to come on board. They believed in our journey, and even Engine, right? The protocol. I mean, these guys believe in us. They invested in us as well. And people like Allcoin Buzz, I'm sure you know those guys. They invest in us, and they're incubating our project. So we've got these amazing partners on the journey. That and then of course we've got Spores network based out of Vietnam. We've got Firestarter. We got Vlaunch. It's an amazing list of partners that we have on board.
Yeah, definitely. Especially I know Spores as well, and they are directly and indirectly involved with the movie industry. So that would be an interesting.
And watch this space. We'll be announcing a partnership deal with them as well in a bigger way.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Yes, exactly.
Um, Now, in terms of the community, as you know, in blockchain, community is really, really important. The sentiment within the community, how they feel about the project in every stage, before, during, and after the launch. And I just want to know what is the Ritestream plan, especially that you're getting closer to the TGE for launch, and also post-launch activities, and maybe you're having some NFT sales. What are some of the specific programs or ideas that the team has to keep the community engaged and active?
Well, the community is number one for us. That's what really matters, because uh, everything that we have done, my whole vision has been, connecting content with the people, empowering the creators, allowing people to participate in that journey of content creation, and for them to realize the benefits of that journey instead of some big corporation that usually takes it. So our fundamental, what we have built this for, is a community. And so how do we keep the community engaged? There's few different ways, right? So one thing is, product is super important. You got to have a real product. You got to have something that people can use, and this needs to become their go-to app on a day-to-day basis. And what better than entertainment, right? So every app that we have will come with a bunch of free tokens. So when you download this app, you'll be able to watch content straight away. Nobody else gives you that, right? And guess what? You'll be able to earn some free tokens as well when you watch content, because we've got this view to earn mechanism, which is amazing. And it's, the concept of view to earn is not that different to play to earn in gaming, right? It's not, there's no secret sauce around that, but it's the way that we do it, the way that we engage people, that when they watch content and they can earn these tokens. So that's the first thing that's happening. The next thing that's happening is we're going to do an NFT drop in late April. And this NFT drop is super special, right? So we've got these celebrity NFTs lined up. That'll happen in May onwards. But the first drop we're going to do is a VIP pass, because one of the hardest things, I've got a lot of my own employees in the company that love NFTs. They buy them, and they'll have like 3 phones going at the same time trying to get an NFT when it drops. And so now we want to make accessing NFTs easier for people. And so there'll be this VIP access pass that you can get from our platform. And that's your golden ticket to all the other NFTs that come in future. And so that's the next thing that'll happen. Then we move into May, and then of course there'll be more NFT drops, and then we'll be having our first metaverse film. Now this is super exciting, guys. We're not just talking about this thing. We're going to be screening a film in the metaverse and in a Ritestream cinema with our partners. So that's what the next 2 to 3 months looks like. And then if you kind of go into the horizon a bit more, then a Launchpad comes live, in Q3, and that's where you'll be able to participate in the creation of content as well. And if you look at our product journey, then before the end of the year, you've got every element of our product fully functioning, and the community being able to interact, and real use case for the token, starting next month. Literally, it's not, I know a lot of projects out there that I have multi-billion-dollar valuation, but you can't even log into the ecosystem today. Yeah. So this is real, folks, and we care about the community.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear. Now, getting to the end of the interview, I would like to know a bit more about first of all, the information about your listing, because I know you've already done the IDO. I personally participated in most of your Launchpads. I think Firestarter is tomorrow on the 22nd. Yeah,
it's coming up 22nd. Yep.
And what about your listing? Maybe you can let us know the date. And
look, so it's on the 24th of March, which is Thursday, and TG is at 6 a.m. UTC on the Thursday, and our listing is 9 a.m. UTC on the centralized exchanges, and very soon after on the DEX. So I advise the community, do not start going to the dexes and buying fake tokens or whatever before then, because there is only one right token, and that's what you got to be buying, right? So that's our plan. And of course, Gate.io is one of our largest exchange partners. There's another one that we'll be announcing in the next 24 hours, and I'm under confidentiality that we can't tell today, but it'll be announced literally in the next 24 hours, which is a great centralized exchange as well. And then we've got some more lined up fairly soon thereafter, which we'll be announcing in weeks to come. So, you know, and they're also great household names and people that will give us reach into different target geographies as well. And our community will be able to participate in these wherever on the planet.
Oh, that's great. And yeah, I might be speculating the exchange, but I'm not going to talk about it. I can just say it's one of the top ones.
Yes,
That's all I can say.
Awesome. Yeah. And you'll find out really soon. You'll find out super soon.
Yeah, in your channels.
And yeah, exactly.
In terms of your smart contract address, also it's on the website. So I do recommend everyone to double check that on your website rather than, you know, buying the fake tokens. That was a very timely, I guess, suggestion. Now, the other question I had was any major news or anything that you would like to share with the community over the last few days and weeks?
Yeah, look, major news. Okay, a little sneak peek. We've got a couple of celebrities for you guys. One of them is a celeb from Money Heist, the show. I don't know if you know that show, but it's super cool. And we've got some more coming your way as well. And of course, I've just given you a sneak peek into a partnership with Planet Peter, which is our dating app where you'll be able to watch movies in the metaverse. And there's a few more announcements coming in the next week or so as well. We've got a major partnership happening with the global brand, which we believe will be a game changer as well. So I can't announce that till, you know, they give us okay to do the formal announcement. But
yeah, sure.
When I tell you the brand, you'll say, "Oh my God, you landed that!" So
yeah,
it's that big.
I look forward to hearing about that news. And I guess the final question is there a plan soon to have staking options available for the community?
Awesome question. I mean, yeah, 100%. And staking is a very important part of our ecosystem, of course. That you know, our staking, we're looking to have our staking in place ideally by the launch. If not, then it's very soon after, within a few days. So the staking will be available. And like if you're a producer and you want to create content and list it on our Launchpad for funding, then you will have to stake. That's the only way that you can actually place your content onto our platform. So staking is super important to us, to our ecosystem. And staking will have many other benefits apart from the normal APYs and so forth, right? That it'll give you access to our VIP passes. It'll give you a lot more than just, you know, earning rewards on the staking.
Yeah. So I guess for those people who are more familiar with the Launchpads, like Enjinstarter, I'm guessing it would be a similar concept that having that staking also allows them to participate in some exclusive
exactly.
sales.
100%. Yeah. And to be honest, I mean, we are Launchpad for film and TV. So it's very similar business model.
Yeah. Perfect. Great to know. Thanks for your time, Riaz. Is there anything else before we say goodbye that you want to add about the project or let the community know?
Thanks, Hamid. Look, I thank the community for your support, and I'm a great believer in open communication. So if ever you have questions, you know, I'm also in Telegram, Discord, etc. You can always reach out. And you know, there's been a bit of FUD, but don't let the FUD, you know, detract you from the core vision and what we're building. This is real stuff, people, but you need to look at the team behind this, what we have built. We've got like close to 40 people now across the globe, and we're going to knock this baby out of the park, and we've got some amazing things lined up for you. So thanks for your support, and stay on the journey. And yeah, let's go to the moon together. That's what we're here for.
Yes, exactly. And thanks for all this information, Riaz. And I understand maybe there has been some, as you said, fraud, but the community is smart and they do their due
Yeah.
diligence on a project before they do an investment. And we can see there is a real product here and there is a real potential. So yeah, thanks for your time. And for those of you who are going to watch this interview, post this interview, I'm going to also talk about some of the major news about Ritestream and some of the major partnerships. So, stay tuned until the end of my video to see all of that. But we say goodbye to Riaz and thanks again for your time. I really appreciate coming to my channel.
Thank you very much, Amit. Thanks for having me here. Take care. Cheers.
Yeah. Thanks for watching the interview with Riaz. I think you learned a lot about the project and the team, just as much as I did. Now, I wanted to actually give you some updates before the token generation event and launch about the use cases of the project and also some of the partnerships. So Riaz commented about some of them in his interview with me, which you watched, but there will be some also that I want to touch on just in case, you didn't catch some of these updates. So before jumping into it, I have to say, I think around 2 weeks ago, there was an incident where some companies started saying that, this project is using the view to earn content and this is our idea. And I completely disagreed with that idea and that statement because we have hundreds of play to earn projects. So view to earn is not a new idea or new concepts. And I don't understand the justification behind it. Anyway, that company, which I don't want to disclose, even though you probably know that they even started putting random comments on my channel, they now removed all their contents and I think they apologized for their actions. So but what I can say is the behavior of Ritestream team throughout that was really professional and they supported KOLs like myself, the community, and also acted in a very professional manner, just focusing on the launch, focusing on the product, and focusing on their updates. Now, going back to the updates that they have, one of the really big news that they've recently partnered up with is the Red Bull project. So Red Bull Media House, you probably know that they do a lot of sport events, especially motorsports, and you can check the content they have in their own channel. So you can see they like doing the mountain bike competition for the Mercedes-Benz. They've got the Red Bull ski crossing. As you know, Red Bull is a sponsor of a lot of these major sports, especially in the racing industry. They even have a team in the car racing, and Formula One. So people who are more interested in these sort of extreme sports, there's the good news for you that they have now built a partnership with Ritestream, and they're gonna have some partnership where they can use this content now in the Ritestream platform. So that was one of the major news, and I'm just showing you so that there's a real use case behind this project, and there's real partnerships that being formed. RITE, which is a French, I happen to know them maybe because I'm a geek, but they're actually very famous studio in the France, and they've made a lot of documentaries, and they've done a lot of TV items. You can even go to their website and see some of the contents that they have done. I even happen to know this item actually, but yeah, you can check what they have. You can see the movies they have, and again, this partnership also gives access to Ritestream to have access to the French German film, because they're coming to the Ritestream platform. So you already have this extreme sports, you have the RITE, there's a lot of other ones, and they've also partnered up with the TCL. You probably know TCL from the TV brands. I'm in Australia, and the TCL are very well-known brand for TV. Actually, I own one myself, and they are one of the best manufacturers for TV, even though they're not as famous, maybe say Sony or Samsung. They're pretty respectable. Now, what you might not know is they produce content as well. Like if you have their product, they also produce content. So, now they can use all rights for the marketing, content distribution, and also the entry to the blockchain industry. So that's another big news. I'm going to put the link here on what this smart TV service that they have is going to do with Ritestream. For Red Bull also, you can go and search. The other content is they've partnered up with Inverly, and I happen to know them also in Australia. They produce a lot of specific content, again, more sporting events like rugby, like tennis in Australia, and they have an office in Melbourne actually, and where I'm from. And again, they build a partnership with Ritestream, giving them access to actually produce the contents here. Now, there was an interview as well with the Finance Digest. I'm going to put this as well in my channel to see how the future of the marketplace will focus on in the crypto industry, as well as the content streaming services. Now, there are a couple of other updates I want to give. First thing is Ritestream, there's going to be a final launch or IDO tomorrow, 22nd, on Firestarter. I'm not super familiar, to be honest, with them, but I know they're a pretty good launchpad. It's just that I haven't happened to use them. But the information is here, and I'm going to put it for your in the website. And the KYC, you need to do the KYC. The sale is going to open on the 22nd, and you can access the sale tomorrow. And they have basically the allocation for the public sale for you. So everything is happening tomorrow. And of course, you can always go to their website to see how you can access it. You can go to the Firestarter 5. And over here, you have the Flame tokens, and you can see the registration. Also, even though the Gate.io startup is already oversubscribed, as you can see, I think, yes, by 41x. So they've oversubscribed 41,292%, or 41 times the subscription amount, because they were asking for this much money, and now $61 million is actually raised. So even though they have, well, actually it's more than that. It's 412 times oversubscribed. Wow, that's pretty crazy actually. So they are trying to raise 150K, and they've raised $61 million, 412 times oversubscribed by 21,000 participants. That just shows you the hype and potential behind the project. Now, the reason I'm showing you Gate.io is because these guys from Ritestream are going to be listed on the 24th, in 3 days, on Thursday, on Gate.io, if you're interested to trade this project on a centralized exchange. Otherwise, of course, they're also going to be available on the Pancakeswap, which I'm guessing is going to be Pancakeswap. Now, the other thing is, so what happened is, and you can check this actually in their Telegram group. Let me bring this as well to the Telegram group, so we have this information for you, just in case. So what happened is, one of the Launchpads, which is Vlaunch, gave their token earlier to the community. And that causes a bit of confusion for everyone, because that means people could add liquidity and people could, buy and sell some of the tokens. It's not a huge amount anyway, a huge impact, but it's better to always redeploy the contract. So what they have done is they have redeployed the contract, and they're going to be able to do a swap with their tokens for those who already got the tokens out. But for other people, that's fine. But what I'm trying to say here is, don't trade anything on Pancakeswap. Please don't. Make sure they're listed on the 24th. They have timing already. You heard Riaz that he's gonna start. They're gonna start 6 a.m. UTC, and then I think around 9 a.m. UTC they're gonna start with Gate, and then go to the DEX. Just go to their channel on Telegram or Twitter. Follow there if you want to do the trading. The contract address is here, and I'm going to put it on my channel as well. But do not trade tokens even with this contract address until the 24th. Because if you do now, it's tokens that are going to be void. They're going to redeploy a new contract, and you better wait for it. Some people do it, but it's just risky. I mean, it's your own choice, but it's highly not recommended to do so. So this is the smart contract address. There's going to be new information coming soon. Follow it on the channel. If not, if you want to be really safe, if you don't want to get to this complication, you can always go to gate.io on the 24th and purchase it. Or if you're a fan of Launchpads, you can buy it at a public sale price from Firestarter. So I wanted to give you just some of these updates about the project, especially this, bullish partnership with Red Bull. And also to do the interview that I've done just now to make sure there's a clear, transparent line of communication and update with the project. Any question you have, I'm always happy to go back to the channel. I'm happy to go back to have a conversation with the team and give you an update. So if you have any questions, if you need more information, please make sure you drop your questions as a comment, and if you want, you can even email me. Otherwise, make sure you subscribe to my channel to get the latest updates and latest news, and make sure you follow Ritestream on Twitter and on Telegram, because that's where you get the legitimate information, and make sure you follow the right channels because there are so many fake ones. So I'll put all of these in my video just to make sure, you go to the right channel. I know today was a very long video, but I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you feel about, having this sort of format interviewing, because I'm more interested to learn more about projects and how they started the blockchain journey. So if you enjoyed it, make sure you like and subscribe and put a comment in my description. Thanks for watching my video, and see you next time.